Well, hello everyone. I'm Utkarsh Pandey, pursuing Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science Enginnering along with Cybersecurity by IBM from Sri Ram Swaroop Memorial University, Lucknow. And today, as part of my internship at TechnoHacks, I will be performing hands-on on Kali operating system, where we'll be practicing basic to advanced Linux commands. Also, we will try to install any Kali Linux tool from GitHub, and I will try to perform any kind of attack that will not be troublesome for us. And since we don't have any kind of license like a ch license also, we'll use dummy sites to perform the attack, right? So let's start with the Kali. So as you may see, the my Kali desktop screen would be visible here. This is the terminal emulator. Terminal emulator is basically a similar version of command prompt or command line interface in Windows. In terminal, Utkarsh P refers to the user, at is basically a separator, and Kali is a host name. While this this is called tiled here, and tiled refers to basically home directory. Dollar means a local user have signed in, and whatever you are performing here is being uh, done through a local user. So if you want to know what where exactly we are, what exactly is home directory, we can simply type the command pwd and it shows home Utkarsh P, right? Just in case, if you want to log into your root user is kind of super user here, which have all the permissions granted for accessing files. So you can clearly see the reference here. It says root at Kali, and here it is hash symbol. Hash means the root is being accessed. If you want to exit, generally people cross it, but we have something more. Like let's I will be going to it, but let's understand how we define if it's a local user or if it's a root user. So you can simply type the command who am I and say it's Utkarsh P. Now you can log into your root account, that is sudo I-i, and it again asks for the password. You provide the password and it's now root thing. Here you can again type who am I command and it says root. So you here kind of gets defined that you are a root user. Now when you have to exit from the root thing, you can simply give the command of exit and it will exit from it. Also, if you are logged in as root, that is sudo I, and you want to go back to some kind of local user, you can do that through su and the user account. So Utkarsh P for here, and we are again logged into the user account, that is Utkarsh P. Since I don't have any other user on this particular PC, we'll be using the same. Well, some basic things I would like you to know is that if you want to increase the font size of this particular command, you can use Control Shift plus. The more you press it, the more it gets enlarged, and the Control Shift minus is basically for decreasing the font size. Well, the other command is uname, simple uname. It provides the system what's like what distro the system is using, that is Linux. Just in case you want some extra information about the Linux OS, what all if it's 32-bit version or if it's something else, you can type uname and a for additional. It says Linux Kali and the version is given, AMD 64 is denoted, and all the particular versions you can see, like GNU is Linux, x86 architecture is used. Also let me tell you that this particular thing, like you can see this thing, it was home directory, that was we had performed it earlier. Okay, there's a clear command, we can clear the mess. Now if we just go to, okay, cd is used for change directory, cd tiled, and now we are in the a home directory, we can just confirm the location, that is pwd, and we see that it's home Utkarsh P. Also you may wonder that this is not the system, like you may have often seen this thing, what you call, we have often seen this. Now this is kind of system directory. If we type pwd, nothing will show. Okay, I just wanted to let you know. So if you want to ever go back, like here the path is home and then Utkarsh P. If you want to access just home, not Utkarsh P, we can type cd space double dot and will be in the home, as you may see here. Like again, if you want to confirm it's just home thing, and ls is for listing the all the directories, it's Utkarsh P again, and we can select it again using cd Utkarsh P, and again it's in the home directory. Automatically it have selected tile in the braces, in the square braces, square brackets, whatever you call it. If you want to see what all directories are in the Utkarsh P, we can again type ls and we see all these things, these are present on the home thing. And if you want to confirm, it's actually it's not here, but okay, I will be showing in future, in near future. Again, if you want to know what all permissions and these directories have, or what all additional, if there are additional files, we can type ls and a for all our additional files, and these are all the additional files present in that directory. Well, you can see some files are starting with .cache, .config, .dbus. Now these files are generally hidden files, or generally the system files. If we want to know what all permissions the directories have, we type ls space -l, and it says that these folders have these permissions, where drwxr stands for directory read write execute. Okay, we'll just clear it. Now whatever we had performed it, just in case we want to remember, or we want to recall, or basically we want the log of all the commands that we have executed, we use the history command, and it just states whatever we had used till date. We can again clear it using clear command. Now let's first define where exactly we are. Okay, we are on Utkarsh P, right, and ls, so we have. Okay, one more thing I would like to tell you, that when you are using the change directory, the change directory used is kind of case sensitive. Like we can't use the small desktop, it will not locate it to desktop. No such file or directory is there. So whatever is written here, in whichever way, you have to exactly paste it here, or you can type it here manually, and the directory will change it. For example, let's locate it again, and we have been in home, Utkarsh P, and desktop. Now if you want to confirm we are in desktop, we can type ls, and it says IBM tools practice and exp. These are the folders currently here, so we can see IBM tools practice and exp here, right? Let's see what all permissions they have. So ls and l, and these are the permissions here. Let's clear it first. Okay, let's proceed with creating a directory on our desktop. So let's there's a command mkdir, which stands for make directory, and just for here, let's create a folder named folder1, and if I minimize it, you can see that folder1 have been created on the desktop. If I want to remove this folder, we have the command remove directory folder1, and the folder might have been removed, as you may see here. If you want to create a file, not a folder, you can create it using the touch command. Touch like file. The file name can be anything, for example, not file, like internship. Okay, internship file .txt. Now a file had been created here named internship file.txt. If you want to remove it, you can simply type rm rm and the file name, that is internship file.txt, and it had been removed from the desktop. also there are few more alternative for removing a directory. For example, in such some cases, like if I create a folder named tools for now, let's see if it had been created. Yeah, it had been. And we want to remove, but it's not removing with the regular rmdir command. Then we use rm remove space hyphen rf and the directory name. So whatever the directory name is, you can uh, give the command and it will again remove it. We'll be using somewhere in future where it will generate an error while using the rmdir, and then I will show the practical use of it, right? So let's clear it again. Or before clearing, let me tell you one more command, that is for the date. Simply you type date and it says Sunday, June 16, 21:45, that is 9 p.m. 9:45 p.m. at night. IST is Indian Standard Time. 2024 is the year. Now we can clear our mess. Okay, some of the network commands are nmcli. I can run it, but it will provide my network configuration, right? I will blur in future while editing my video. And the second is ifconfig. First let me clear it. Okay, we use ipconfig on Windows and ifconfig on Linux, and it shows all the essential details like Ethernet adapter, DNS, IP, gateways, VM, MAC, etc. We can again clear it. Okay, so now let's proceed with background services. Like if we want to view all the services running in the background, we use the top command, and it shows all the services that are currently being run in the background. Like if I want to showcase the live example, I will start Firefox, and you may notice here that Firefox have been started, right? But you may notice here that if I come back here, it may like disappear soon. Like you may see here, it's currently changing its location as different services are being run. Okay, if just in case you want to print, like it have been disappeared, now it's somewhere here and now here. So if you want to just print it, if you want to just pause the screen, you can, what you can do is, where is icon? Yeah, here. So control C for printing. Now we can we spot the Firefox? Okay, we can't. So what we will do is just cancel the Mozilla thing, and we can run it again, like the top command. It's running. Now we can start the Firefox. As soon as started, we can press Ctrl C and it will just print the screen. Now we can see here that Firefox is here, and it's running on the Utkarsh P user, and it have the PID value of 8755, right? So let me show you a magic kind of thing. If we write kill and the PID number, that is 8755, you can see that in background the Firefox is running. But as soon as we execute kill 8755, there is no Firefox. The Firefox button have been disappeared, right? So this was nothing but a magic for you, maybe. Let's clear it first before proceeding. Okay, these were the background services. Now let's proceed with services running on current Linux system. Okay, so we'll use systemctl command, and now we can see all the services that are currently being run on this particular Linux system. And I don't want to actually view it all, so I just keep pressing the enter key till it gets over, right? And then Ctrl C to abort it. Well, you might know, or you would like to know that like some of the Windows users must use this ping google.com, like use google.com, and it will ping with its local IP with its IPv4 address, and it will keep pinging until you don't stop it. So for that we use Ctrl C to abort it, and it says that 10 received and 10 transmitted and 0% loss, and this is the latency time. And let me say it again, so I'll clear it. Also, in case you won't like to update your system ever, you can log in as root account, sudo -i, provide your password, and here you can type apt-get update. As soon as you press it, it will connect to internet, and if there are any specific updates available, it will update your system, else it will just show what you are kind of viewing on my screen. Also, you can upgrade using apt-get upgrade. Okay, since my system is already upgraded, it's not showing anything as such. I will just clear it. Okay, in case you don't want to log in as root and you want still to upgrade, you can exit first to be in the local, and here you can write sudo space get hyphen apt sorry sudo space apt hyphen get update, and it will again start the updation if there are any kind of specific packages available. Or you can use sudo space hyphen apt space apt hyphen get space hyphen f here indicates full upgrade. I'm using the right arrow key for whatever it's prompting to write on the terminal, and it will start with it. But since my again system is fully upgraded, I don't need to do anything as such. Now, if I want to start a particular application from the terminal itself, I can use the command like, if I want to start the Firefox, I will just write Firefox and it will run Firefox. Okay, the Firefox window have been appeared and the Firefox started. Firefox is running. But if you will access your terminal back, if you go back to your terminal, you will notice that you are not able to give any kind of other command, because now the dollar symbol have disappeared, right? For that, like, let me just terminate it first, right? If I just close this Firefox, it's now again giving me a prompt to type a command, but I want something like Firefox also run from here, and I still have an option to run another command. So for that, I will just type Firefox space and now you can see that Firefox have been started, and also you have the access of this command prompt or of this terminal to give further more commands. But what's the difference between Firefox and Firefox space and is, here it have listed one and the unique PID number, that is 12729, right? So it might be same as the last time, or it might be different depending upon the time and other factors. But if we want to close this, Firefox from here, we can again type kill command, and instead of 8755, what the current PID is, that is 12729. As soon as we enter it, you may see that currently there are no more Firefox running. Okay, let's clear this first. Okay, now there is also one more command like sudo space hyphen I. One is this to access the root. Now this root is like the home directory for the root /root, right? But if we access it through sudo su, it's the desktop version, like it's already here, but you can see here, right? Exit from here. So both are kind of a bit different, not much. Okay, I think I have taught you all the who am I thing. Yeah, in the beginning only I had stated what who am I does. Who am I basically gives you the whatever user the system have been logged in. Okay, there is one more command about reboot. If you type reboot and press enter, the system will restart. But since I have to complete some other task, I will not be rebooting it, right? Now let's perform a clone, git clone. For that, first we will create a directory on our desktop, and the directory name can be attack tool. Okay, we can change our directory to attack tool, and now we can visit once if to see if the site is working fine. So we can proceed with it. Now here we'll type testphp.vulnweb.com, and yes, the site is working completely fine. We can copy paste this in our command prompt. So before proceeding with any kind of attack, first we need to install our tool, and for a tool we should know what kind of attack will be performing. So since we have a target site as test php, I guess we can perform SQL-Injection attack. It will work fine for it. So for an SQL-Injection attack, we should have SQLMap in our systems, and to install SQLMap from somewhere like GitHub, like let's see if we have SQLMap on GitHub. Yeah, we have SQLMap project, SQLMap, right? Let's install it on our PCs. Generally Kali comes with SQLMap, but just in case it doesn't have, or you are using any other Linux distro, you can clone it. So simply you have to copy this command. You have to go back to your terminal. Since I am already in my directory of attack tool, I will right click here and paste selection. Okay, something else have been selected. Okay, paste clipboard works here. Now you can press enter and it will say cloning into SQLMapDev. It will take some time as per your internet speed, and it will download the whole command, whole directories into your local system. We'll wait for it to get downloaded. Okay, it's now there. If we want to say it, we can just type ls, and it says SQLMapDev. If we change the directory to SQLMapDev and type ls here, we can see license, readme, SQLMap conf file, py file, SQLMap API.py, SQLMap API.yml. Let's match it on our GitHub website, what all directories it have. So it says readme, license, SQLMap conf, map py, SQLMap API py, SQLMap API yml. Okay, all these files have been downloaded successfully, right? But since I'm not using through here, or we can use it as well if you want it, but I also want to show how exactly the RMF or when you exactly have to use the remove through RF. So let's proceed with it. I will make you view, and also I will be able to perform the attack afterwards. So just go back to the directory. We will use cd space double dot pair on attack tool. Now remove the SQLMap directory. For removing, if you just write rmdir and SQLMapDev, it says rmdir failed to remove SQLMapDev as directory is not empty. Also we can see that all these files like license and readme are there inside. So what we will use here, we will use rm space hyphen rf and SQLMapDev, and it just doesn't prompt anything, it simply deletes the folder. You can check it here, nothing is present, right? Now let's run SQLMap, and our test site is here. Hope so it's here. Yeah, it's here. Let's close this one. We have this site, right? Let's see if there is any database present on here. So we have the command SQLMap space hyphen u, the site name. For the site name, paste selection. Yeah, since I performed it, it's prompting the commands. So dbs, so we want the database to be dumped if there are any. Okay, so the critical thing is that no parameters found for testing. That means the site should be in something like this format. A parameter should be given, id equals to 1 or something, right? Let's first explore this website here. Okay, we have home here, we have categories here. In categories, like we have paintings here. Okay, this particular painting, and then we have this category 2, right? We can simply copy it, right? We can go back to our terminal. We can again, we will type the same command, SQLMap space -u. Now whatever the selection is, paste the selection. Okay, space $dbs. Let's see if there is something here. Okay, so here you can notice that available databases to acquired and information schema. Now since we have since we are injecting, or we can know, we are able to see what all databases the site is connected to. We can now access one of these databases. Let's access acquired, right? For that to happen, how we will do it, we'll type SQLMap space -u, the site name, and instead of dbs we'll use single hyphen capital D for database. We'll use acquired, as we are able to see here you can see, I guess it's not selecting, it's showing. Okay, so as soon as I type this, and I want to know what all columns it have, I will space double hyphen columns, right? And I will just simply press enter. Okay, now here you can see that these are all the tables present here. These are the tables. Okay, now for example, let's use user, this thing. Okay, we'll just simply copy it. We'll use one more terminal, so it won't affect this one. Is it running somewhere? No, it's not. Okay, here we will use a default text editor for it, that is mousepad, and inside it we can paste this thing, so we know what exactly we are doing, right? So here we can see our editor, text editor, and here we will perform another tab. Now since we have already extracted the database and the columns, we want to fetch a particular thing, and let's fetch the phone number, this thing. So what we will use is SQLMap space -u, the test site, and D acquired columns. We don't need to write columns thing again. We can simply put single hyphen T for table. Now what table is it? It's users, right? Space users space what exactly we want to fetch. So now the column name goes something like phone, so space -c and the phone, and space and single hyphen and dump. And let me full size it, full screen it. Okay, so dump is basically it contains a record of the table structure or the data from a database, and is usually in the form of a list of SQL statements, right? So let's hit the enter and wait for it. Okay, so here's one entry, only one entry is here. and the phone value is 2323345, and I have successfully fetched it. In case you want to use for email, then instead of C phone you can type email, and it will run and it will fetch email for you. That is, this particular email is inside that database. Okay, I hope I have completed my task and I would like to end now. Thank you.